Hi guys, and welcome to episode 14 of Simon Talks Life. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about karma while opening a box of Series 3. Now, I feel like, I don't know, maybe prefacing this one, but when people that believe in karma, when you sort of question that belief, gets their back up a little bit. It does sort of piss people off, you know. I don't care because the truth doesn't care about your feelings, you know. Now, I'm not a person who believes in karma in any way, shape or form. I mean, I suppose you might say I believe in the sort of karma that we would try to make ourselves. But if you're someone who says something like, "Oh, he'll get his," or something like that, well, that's not really karma. You're just kind of leaving it to the next guy, you know. Now, I do believe in I suppose the sort of, not in the traditional sense, obviously. I do believe in the sort of karma where nothing ventured, nothing gained, I think, kind of thing, really. Where you know, but when people think about karma, they think about, you know, the problem I have with karma is that it's you're in religious sort of divine territory, really. You might as well believe in the tooth fairy while you're at it, you know. Let me, you know, I'll give you, I suppose, a couple of examples, really. So I was born in England. I mentioned it in one of my episodes before. The family immigrated out here to Australia when I was only 13 years of age. And I'm going to be honest, it was my father's fight for a better life, his push for a better life, which got me out here to Australia. I did nothing to deserve that. I didn't work hard. I wasn't even particularly a good student. I wasn't a bad student. I was in the top half, but let's just say only just. You know, I wasn't someone prepared to study in any way. I didn't care. You know, that just wasn't, you know. But be that as it may, I ended up out here in Australia. Great family upbringing. Obviously, I had all of the opportunities, or most of the opportunities, that isn't afforded, obviously, people. And I'm well aware of the fact that is the case. I've got this nice house in Australia, like I'm paying off a mortgage, I suppose, who isn't in this day and age, right? But I'm in Australia, which is one of the best countries on the planet. And I did nothing to deserve that. Absolutely fucking nothing. It's bullshit. Yeah, I go out and work every day, but so does everyone else. You know, the roads are packed. I can see it. I'm always so careful about that next card. The roads are packed. Everybody's out there working. I'm no more special than anyone else. It's fucking bullshit, right? So when people talk about karma, it gets my back up a little bit. I'm sorry. It really does, right? It's like people are like, look, right now, there is possibly being, I'm going to take an example off the top of my head, and I have a UR coming up here. I'm going to go with an example off the top of my head, right? I've got another Rodimus with the Matrix. Okay, I've pulled 3 of these, even in this sequence of Simon Talks Life. You know, if I said it in my episode before, but if you want a wide variety of cards, you are better off splitting up the stores that you buy them from, regardless of cost, I think, really. You know, I'm seeing a pattern emerging, let's put it that way. Right now there is a child being born to, let's say, a highly religious couple in Pakistan, right? I'm just pulling an example off the top of my head, right? A child is being born to a highly religious couple in Pakistan. It's probably their intent to sell the kid off later on, something like that, make a bit of money, I don't know. Sounds crazy. These things happen every day. And despite our so-called advances as a civilization as a species, they're probably still going to happen long since I've left. I've got an AR coming here. Sorry, it does interrupt me. That's Retgar again. That's okay. I like Retgar because, well, I mean, I say I like Retgar. That's silly, but I like getting a card from a character that was introduced in the 86 movie. Thank you very much. Jeez, speaking of the 86 movie. Alright. So there's a kid being born to highly religious parents in Pakistan right now. Regardless of what that person does, they do not have a shot at anything approaching a reasonable life. They don't. Or, I mean, the deck is stacked against them so much to even postulate that that person would have the same sort of opportunities in life that I've been awarded is offensive. Shut the fuck up. If you're going to say stuff like that, I'm not interested. But, you know, even, I think this is Shockwave coming. Even I know it's fucking bullshit. Right? It is Shockwave. I knew I was going to get a bit antsy, but, you know, when talking about karma, just because of how offensive it is, what goes around comes around. You know, karma is all too often something postulated by well-to-do people who have had a good, nice, easy, cruisy run compared to others. You do get people who are, who come from disadvantaged areas like that, and they're able to make something of themselves and turn it around. Yeah, but they're fucking lotto winners, okay? Most aren't going to have a shot at that. But to postulate it's karma and, well, like if you wanted something badly enough, you would make it happen, I'm sorry. But shut the fuck up. That is bullshit and you know it. You know, I am a case in point here, I really am. Here I am, I'm doing videos where I get to open Transformers cards. I'm in my theatre room, for Christ's sake. You know, and yes, like I said, I go out and work every day, but so does everyone else. To suggest that, you know, and you've got people born in third world countries. Look, you know, I don't know if it's not, you're not supposed to be able to say first world, second world, third world countries anymore, or something like that. But I'm not going to gloss over that. I'm going to call it how I see it. You know, you've got people born in so-called in third world countries like that. They do not have a chance. And to postulate it's karma, or to even suggest, to even hint that they have the same opportunities as people like myself is fucking rubbish. Because you know what? If there's something I don't like, it's knowing, if there's something I don't like in life, it's knowing that I have a better life at the expense of other people. You know, I had a great upbringing, I've said that before. A great upbringing, great parents, I had all the opportunities. Well, most of, you know. I had every shot, really, you know. So to postulate that someone like this child, for example, born in Pakistan, has the same opportunities as me, and if they don't, well, it's just because they didn't want it hard enough, or didn't want it enough, or something like that. This is fucking bullshit. It is crap. And I get the feeling that people know it's fucking crap, and they're just trying to excuse the fact that they have what they want in life, you know. So it must be because they've they worked hard for it, or something like, you know, they're working hard, or they want it harder than most, or they're working harder than most. Shut up. It's fucking rubbish, and you know it. You know, people post videos all the time, like you know, instances of instant karma or something. And every time videos, I've got an AR here, an MR, I feel like it might be Devastator again, or it could be Skids and Mudflap. That is Devastator. It's my mistake, really, because I bought from the same store that I bought the other ones from. So I'm getting all of the same cards. I don't know how they figured out how to not really mix it up, you know, but that's not what I would have chosen, really. I wouldn't, you know. I want to get a good eclectic mix of cards, you know. I really do. But maybe it's karma, right? Really, maybe I'm getting what I deserve. You know, I mean, I don't doubt there are instances of karma on the planet happening. This is going to have a special card. It's probably going to be a UR. I don't doubt there are instances of karma on the planet, but that's just chance. You know, if you throw a pile of dice onto the floor enough times, eventually they're all going to be sixes. It's just chance. This very obviously is a UR coming, and it is Windblade. Disappointing Series 3, really. Not how I wanted it to go. But I knew I was going to kind of go off in a bit of a tangent when I was speaking about karma, because I don't like it. Yeah, because I know. I don't believe it. It's not something I believe, it's something I know. I know that I've had a better life at the expense of other people. I know that I'm here in this country and I've done nothing to deserve it. It is simply because of my father's wish for a better life for us. You know, my life is objectively better out here in Australia than it would have been had I remained in England. I know it for a fact. And to postulate, well, that's karma or something like that, fuck off. I'm sorry, but it's bullshit. And I was going to call it how I see it. It's fucking horse shit, and I think people know it. I think deep down, I think people know it. And they're just being disingenuous and pretending they're stupid or something. I'm sorry, but I've got no time for it. I don't like karma. I never have, I never will. Because again, there's a divinity about it. You might as well believe in the fucking tooth fairy. Okay? I don't have any time for that. It's bullshit. It's not self-aware. Anyway, that's going to be a kind of heavy one, really, but, you know, it's what it is, isn't it, really? You know? Don't have a cow, man, as David Brent would say. This has been episode 14 of Simon Talks Life, where I'll be talking about karma. I'll see you later for episode 15.